Okay, so you know those grocery store flyers everyone flips through? Turns out they have a bigger impact than you'd think. We're diving deep into a 2024 marketing science paper about what happened when an area in Germany banned them, like completely.
Yeah, and the best part is this whole thing wasn't even planned, right? It all started because of this unique situation back in early 2021. So Germany's in lockdown, COVID, the whole deal, and non-essential businesses are, well, struggling.
Right, so we've got grocery stores considered essential, so they're open, but, and there's always a but, they also sell stuff other than groceries, like think kitchen things, clothes, even electronics sometimes, and they'd advertise all this right next to the food in their
And
flyers.
that's where things got a little tense, non-food retailers had to close, and they saw this as totally unfair. They were like, hold on, grocery stores get to stay open, and they're pulling in customers with these other promotions.
It's a pandemic within a pandemic. I mean, can you imagine the pressure on the government with this debate going on?
And this is where it gets good. The German state of Saarland, they decided to step in. They actually banned all print advertising for grocery stores, not just the non-food stuff, everything, for like 3 weeks. No more colorful flyers stuffed with deals. Imagine that.
Like hitting the pause button on grocery store marketing. A total gold mine for researchers, right? What happens to shoppers when all those deals and promotions just vanish?
Time to find out. Let's dive into the data. This is where the real detective work starts. Researchers got this super detailed sales data, right,
Okay, lay it on me.
from a big German grocery chain. The cool part, they had stores in Saarland where the ban was happening, A&D in the next state over, which basically became their control group.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Same kind of shopper, same everything, except totally different rules about advertising.
Exactly, like hitting the jackpot data-wise. They looked
Mhm.
at it all, total sales, how many times people went shopping, how much they spend each trip.
Wait, they didn't just look at if sales went up or down?
No, they went deep. They even factored in things like, was there a COVID surge? What was the weather like? Even how easy it was for people to move around.
Talk about thorough. So they wanted to be really sure any changes they were seeing were because of the flyers, not some other random thing.
You got it. So what they find after sifting through all this data,
Well, sales in Saarland, they did drop during those 3 weeks without flyers.
had to happen, right? No more tempting deals staring you in the face.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It wasn't about people buying less stuff overall. The average amount people spent each trip, like the size of their shopping basket, stayed basically the same.
Hold on, so it's not that people suddenly needed less food. They just, what, stopped going to the grocery store as much?
Bingo. Fewer shopping trips. That's what really moved the needle. Which tells us something really interesting. Those flyers, they weren't just about, hey, buy this specific yogurt. They were like this hidden signal telling people, time to go to the store.
They set the grocery shopping schedule, you took away the flyers, you disrupted the routine, and that's huge. It means advertising isn't just noise. It's practically woven into how we make decisions, even about something as basic as buying groceries.
Wow. Okay, so people weren't going to the store as much, but how big of a deal are we talking here? Did sales just take a tiny dip?
Not even close. We're talking a solid 6% drop in revenue for those stores during the ban. That's got to make the industry nervous.
6%. That's
Yeah.
massive. Okay, but we're not done yet, are we? I mean, there's got to be more to the story. Did they figure out why those flyers worked so well? Like what kind of shoppers were really hooked on them? So we've seen those flyers are like puppet masters, right? Pulling the strings of our shopping habits. But they didn't stop there, did they? They dug deeper to see who is most affected by all this.
Oh yeah, they wanted to know the why. Think about how you shop. You a loyal card carrier or more of a whatever looks good kind of
Oh,
shopper?
totally the second one. Half the time I forget the darn thing even exists. Makes you wonder why I bother.
That forgetfulness might be saying more than you think. Turns out, people who didn't always use loyalty cards, they were way more affected when those ads vanished.
Makes sense. No flyers, no clue what's on sale. It's like wandering a grocery store in the dark.
Exactly. They relied on those flyers to tell them what to buy. But they didn't stop there, no. They got even more granular.
Hit you with it.
They compared those items that were like screaming about a discount in the flyers to the regular price stuff. What do you think they found?
I'm gonna guess those sale items, they took a nosedive when the flyers disappeared.
You got it. The promoted stuff really felt the pinch. Proves how good those flyers were at getting us to buy things we didn't even know we needed.
It's like we're hardwired to see sale in big letters and go a little nuts. But here's the thing that really blew my mind. Sales tanked the most on days when normally those new flyers would come out.
Right, like clockwork. People would get that flyer, see what was new, plan their whole week around it.
Right.
The flyers, they weren't just telling us what to buy, but when to buy it.
They were the conductors of our shopping carts. But hold on. If everyone was buying less at the big stores, where is all that food going? People got to eat, right?
And that's the kicker. This whole ban, it hurt those specific stores, but the total amount spent on food barely changed. Turns out, people just went somewhere else.
You mean like smaller shops, maybe places that didn't rely so much on those weekly flyers?
Exactly. People still needed groceries, so they adapted.
Yeah.
Different stores, word of mouth, maybe even online deals, who knows? But it makes you think, right, what does all this mean for the future of grocery shopping?
Right. Like, are printed flyers going extinct? Will it be all digital coupons and personalized ads on our phones?
Maybe, or something we haven't even thought of yet. But here's the real question. If we lose those familiar flyers, how will that change how we shop? Will we be more deliberate or more easily swayed by whatever new tricks marketers cook up?
Big questions. Guess we'll have to see how it all plays out. It's like we're standing on the edge of a whole new world of grocery shopping. Who knows what'll be on the shelves? Or how we'll even find out about it. What about you, listeners? Flyers, apps, carrier pigeons? How do you see the future of filling your fridge? Let us know. Until next time, happy shopping, everyone.